AI tech is in the beginning stages of one of the craziest runs for the AI narrative. Already from the last pump and from where we entered, we have seen over a 20x, and in fact today's current valuation still holding up at a 4x. In fact, when we first entered, we actually saw a drawdown of 40%, and from the lows down over here where we were also accumulating, saw a 35x. But what I have brought your attention to today in this video is that we are repeating the exact same correction once again for AI tech. All I have done is copied and pasted and enlarged, and you can see that pretty much move for move it's exactly the same. We've got the same range that we have just over here. So what I've done is just pulled this fractal and enlarged it from this previous correction down over there. We can only work with what we've got, but from my 5 years of experience, if you understand the Fibonacci sequence, not this Fibonacci tool, that is separate, but the Fibonacci sequence within this tool suggests that there are paths, and these paths are repeated regardless of what crypto it is, regardless of if you're using this in the stock market or the forex market. These are repeated paths, so levels act as magnets. So it pretty much Fibonacci is telling you everything is repeating itself pretty much over and over and over again. And that sequence applies to the chart patterns as well. This is something that I noticed in my first years, and what's brought me confidence. This is how I was able to actually give everyone up at 40 and 50k Bitcoin the bear market bottom of 15 to 17k. If you go over to my videos from years ago, you will find that we predicted that whole bear market, and we were out of the market, out of crypto totally by $40,000 before any of your favorites like a Carl the Moon or a Coins Kid. They were all shouting, saying the bear market begins when you lose 28k, the summer 21 bottom. But already at 40, 50k, we were out of the market, disagreeing with them, and we were ended up being right. That was the moment where I stopped listening to YouTubers and just had full confidence in myself, because I was coming to different conclusions to them. So I was wondering, what am I doing different? And they were using the fibs, they're doing the patterns, but they're not looking at repeated patterns. And we can see that literally move for move, guys, it's the exact same thing once again. Just need to enlarge it, but you can see we've returned to where we came from right there, and we're looking for a huge double bottom. Now, can we dump down? Yes. Does that mean we're no longer following that? Actually, no. It still means that we're following it. It just means that it's going to happen at a different level. Okay, so it would be that instead of it happening right over here, can it extend and go lower? Absolutely. But we are following that same path, is what I'm trying to get at. Eventually it will turn around, and as you can see, it broke the high that it came from. So the expectations are set exactly the same. But until we have that very, very, very low bottom, which could be right over here, you could argue that this is that. But you could also see one more flush out if you go ahead and follow my Bitcoin updates daily on my YouTube and on my Twitter. I'm posting more on Twitter at the moment, just because I'm just going to be saying the same things over and over and over again, and people don't want to hear it. So just check out the Twitter posts. Again, I'm in the Discord community daily as well for more exclusive content on top of those live streams that I do in there twice a week to mentor and make everyone a self-sufficient trader, making sure that they have the right mindset and mentality so they can hold through something like this and experience what we experienced last time, getting that 20x, still on a minus 70 plus 76% dip, holding up at a 4x valuation, only having held the crypto for about 3-4 months and then seeing that crash. But even though the crash is over 70%, not big enough to drag it back down to our original entry. And yes, there's arguments. Look, there's a lot of space. The next key support, they're marked out for you. You can see there are big drops if price wants to continue lower. But I'm telling you now, eventually it will follow that fractal. It's been following it. It will follow it, regardless of whether it wants to do it here or lower, that we double bottom. We're going to see a movement back up and eventually taking out that high. I do believe that there will be somewhat of a resistance over here. So you could repeat the same pattern again and argue that this is actually this, and then we're still going to repeat this again, like this again, on a like small once more before setting up and looking for the end of this year, leading into January 2025 for those new all-time highs. And guys, we've already got confirmed 10 plus X's, by the way. So at the valuation today of 11 cent, you can already see a confirmed 10x on the board, and in fact higher price levels as well, so as high as a 40x right there. So very exciting times ahead, but it is always step by step. And today, after bringing your attention to this previous fractal, know that is what Aitech is basically doing. It's just dragging it out for a longer duration, but the expectations are still set the same. This area holding the moving averages is this area over here. We get this one last flush. We could still be in part of that. There still could be lower, but eventually we double bottom. It could even be an inverse head and shoulders this next time, but last time it was a double bottom, so the expectation is set the same. We can argue that the moment we see 15.5 cent reclaim, that brings us all the confidence that we are bullish again. Okay, so the reclaim of 15 cent, boom, we're racing again. But thank you so much for tuning in today. If you want to get educated by myself, I've got loads of offers, my ebook, one-to-one private mentorship, or you can actually get group mentorship, part of my Discord community, where you have access to myself constantly 24/7, more exclusive updates and content, and you have access to my full portfolio, as well as every single time I buy and the amounts that I buy as well. Cheers, everyone.